Good. Excited to be here.
Coach Kiffin said that he would give you a leadership ranking, if that was a thing, on EA Sports College Football 25 of a 99. Do you agree with that? And what's the story there?
Yeah, I would agree with it. I think the biggest thing is I was just a part of pretty much every transfer that came to our school through this process. I feel like I was part of the recruiting department. But I think that's super cool and very genuine of him.
At Manning Passing Academy, Eli Manning said he hopes that you break all of his Ole Miss records. What's it like having that kind of institutional support from the other great players that come through the Rebels program?
Yeah, it's super cool. I think me and Eli have been able to grow a strong relationship through my time at Ole Miss. I think when you go into a program, you kind of look at those records and you definitely have, the thought in the back of your mind that you always want to chase that. You always want to chase after the best. So he's been a really, good role model for me and somebody that I really look up to. So it means a lot from him to say that. And I love my time at the Passing Academy. It was a great experience.
What stood out to you about the Tulane game from last season?
Yeah, I felt like that was a big game for our team. Kind of put us on another level of confidence, if you will. With Trey going down so early in the game, a lot of guys had to step up and kind of cover his role. So I felt like that was a huge part of our success last year, was being able to get through that game. It was, we faced a lot of adversity. Probably didn't play our cleanest game, but being able to come out on top of that was definitely a big part of last year.
For the first time, Jaxson, you're not in an open QB competition.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, and how have you developed since your time at USC until now?
Yeah, I think that, you look back on your experience. You look back on the things that you've, had to work through and grow from. But, it feels good. I honestly feel like I'm in the same position. I'm always chasing after something. I always felt like I was the guy here, regardless of who I was competing against. So I don't think that really has anything to change my approach this offseason. But I'm always chasing after something. So I'm excited for this year.
From your time around Jalen Milroe, what stands out about his skill set and what he can do as a football player?
Yeah, he's a monster. I think he definitely is a guy that passes the eye test from the physical ability approach. But he's also a very genuine dude. Us being able to spend time at the Passing Academy, and then also just, from high school, we were the same class, so just following each other's career. He's been a stud, and he's going to be a baller for him this year for sure. Yeah, Jackson's awesome. I felt like we got really close through the Passing Academy. He has a really bright future, super talented kid, and I look forward to playing against him this year, and I look forward to him having a really successful year for himself as well.
Jaxson, as a quarterback that had to make the jump from a different conference into the SEC, what did you learn about the conference, and what can these two new quarterbacks expect in year one?
Yeah, I think from OU and Texas, first of all, they're elite programs, and they've always been that way. But I think the biggest thing is coming into the SEC, you're always playing against the best. You're playing against the best players in the country, and you're also playing against the best coaches. So you got to be ready day in and day out. You have to be well prepared because at any given moment against anybody, you can slip up and lose. So I think the biggest thing for me was probably just the speed of the game kind of sped up a little bit, in the Pac-12 where I played. A lot of it was just drop 8. So you had a lot of time in the pocket to make decisions, and then it's not like that in the SEC. It gets on you pretty quick.
What do you envision?
Sorry, go ahead.
Any advice for Quinn Ewers?
Quinn's a baller. He'll be good. Quinn's
What do you
a baller.
envision that'll be like whenever OU comes down to Oxford there in October?
Yeah, it's a game that I feel like our fan base is really looking forward to. It's going to be a super electric environment for sure. I'm really looking forward to that game and playing against an elite program.
Jaxson, you were recruited by Oklahoma in the transfer portal before going to Ole Miss. What was that process like? What was the visit like, and getting to know those coaches?
Yeah, I love Coach Venables and Coach Levy. To be honest, it came down to Ole Miss and Oklahoma for me when I was in the portal. So it was a tough decision. I have a great relationship with both of them. I think that they're going to be really successful this year. Coach Venables does a great job putting his team in a great situation. And, it's going to be fun to see him again, play against him.
Any cool moments from that visit or anything that stood out to you about Oklahoma? And then also Jeff Levy being the head coach down at Mississippi State, your rival. What do you think about Jeff Levy taking that program over as well?
Yeah, he's going to do a great job. He's a great coach, great person, brings in, high-quality people around him. I thought Norman was a lot of fun. I thought the support from the community was super cool and something that stood out.
Jaxson, Coach Kiffin talked about you bring a lot of transfers in, you have to sort of get the chemistry right, and that's a challenge. You were a transfer. You've been in this program a while, and you've seen a lot of turnover. What's your role in making sure that works?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious college football's in a new day and age. A lot of times you bring in a portal class where half of the team, half the contributors are transfer portal guys and guys that are contributing to their very first year. So there's definitely got to be a lot of urgency involved in being able to get those guys, implemented into the system, into the program, and get people to buy in. So I think that's kind of been my role, is just being able to make, very genuine relationships with the people that we bring in, and then at the same time get them to buy into what we're doing here.
On another note, you've been hearing a lot about rat poison, apparently.
Rat poison, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How would you describe your time working with Coach Nix, and what kind of coach would you say was getting?
Yeah, I love Coach Nix. He's one of the best people that I've been around. Great man, and somebody that our team and guys really looked up to. So Auburn made a really good hire with that.
Jaxson, is it playoff or bust for you guys in terms of what's a successful season?
We don't really look at it that way. We're focused on right now and being able to have the mindset of being 1-0 each and every day. All of our, me, Jared, and Trey, we worked out this morning before we came here. So just being able to, have the approach that, every day matters and everything else will take care of itself.
What's it like with all the hype? What's it like with all the hype, though, that Ole Miss will go into this season?
It's fun. It's fun to be a part of. I think that Ole Miss has kind of been up and down program throughout its time, but being able to be in the position that we are today, I think that contributes to all the people that we have brought in, from the coaching staff to the players, and it's definitely a really fun time to be an Ole Miss Rebel. And I've loved my time in Oxford, and I love the excitement that goes around right now.
Jaxson, I would feel like that dovetails into my question. This has been called the most talented or best Ole Miss roster ever. What does that mean in regards to you?
Yeah, I think, like I said, it just shows that, there's a lot of excitement going around our program right now. A lot of very talented guys from the portal, Walter Nolan, Princely, some of the highest rated guys in the portal, Juice Wells, decided to come here. And I think that they see the vision that our coaches and players have here, and they want to be a part of it. So I think the biggest thing is they just saw the excitement and where this program is trending.
What about last year? Y'all won 11 games, first time that's ever happened. Ole Miss got a damn good history. Going into this season, is that the new standard?
Like I said, our standard is just being 1-0 each and every day. We can't get caught in looking too far ahead. We got to be in the moment, because, like I said, in the SEC, if you're not ready and you're not prepared every single day, then you can slip up and make a mistake at any given time. So we're focused on right now and being able to build this team, because we do have a lot of transfers, and we got to get everybody to buy in.
Jaxson, when you look at, the combination of guys coming back that were so productive last year with the transfers coming in that you just talked about, how advantageous is that for this group, and when it comes to confidence-wise and what y'all's potential is?
Yeah, everybody talks about our portal class, but I think the biggest strength of our team is the guys that we retained. And when you're able to do that and keep guys from leaving, it just builds a strong culture, and it just really creates an environment of growth. And you say from the defensive side, Pete Golding, his first year was last year, and you see how much growth that the guys on the defensive side have made. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it, and I think for sure the guys that we retain are going to take huge leaps into the season.
What's it like lining up and seeing Walter Nolan on the other side of the line?
God, he's a monster. I think he's one of the best players in the whole country, and his God-given ability is incredible, and I thought he's had a great offseason and has been somebody that has taken another step in his growth, and he's excited. He's excited for the season and to put his name on the map.
Caden Prescorn had a coming out party in the Peach Bowl.
Yep.
It seems like you two really connected really well. Kind of talk about having him out there catching balls for you along with Trey Harris. Just what is it like having two dynamic targets like that?
Yeah, well, first of all, Prescorn's the best pickleball partner that you can have out there. But he's a great player, and I thought he was a guy that a lot of people forgot that he was injured, for the first half of the whole season. So he got better as the year went on, and you kind of saw it in that Peach Bowl when he was finally 100% healthy, and he's had a great offseason. And is definitely going to be a huge target for me and somebody that I'm going to really look towards on crucial downs. And I'm grateful just to have him on my side.
How does your job change with the loss of Quinshon Judkins, and what do you think about the new running back room at Ole Miss and what they'll be able to do this season?
Yeah, I'm excited for that unit. We've brought in a lot of guys. A lot of guys are competing for that job, and we're able to bring back Duke from last year, who's a tremendous player, and being able to bring in transfer portal guys that are going to be awesome for us. So I think we have a lot of depth there and a lot of guys who can really go. So I'm excited for him.
Jaxson, you were a guy that had a ton of options, after last season with the new landscape of college football, even more so, whether it was the draft or even the portal or whatever, but you decided to come back to Ole Miss. What was the full mindset behind that decision?
Yeah, to be honest, I made the final decision 2 days before the Peach Bowl, so kind of wrote out that decision as long as I could. And I just have a great corner. I have great people surrounding me, help me make decisions like that. I think I just ultimately saw the vision that this program had, the possibilities with everybody coming back, and then just the conversations in the locker room and in the facilities. I feel like Ole Miss embraced me, and I felt like it was only right to go out for one last dance.
Did y'all use the helmet community?
5 quarterbacks, I think, in the SEC. It's either won or gotten to the playoff or won a New Year's Six game. It's kind of a wide open, field between you guys this year. Who's the best quarterback in the SEC? And you can say yourself.
I think we're all really good players.
Hey, Jaxson, I saw you go back and forth with Billy Bowman about your past at the Academy, saying the pick six, and you said, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
How excited are you about seeing Billy in Oklahoma when they come to Oxford?
Yeah, I think we were just kind of trolling each other. He's a great player and one of the best safeties in America, so I'm excited to go against him, and it's going to be a fun one for sure.
Awesome.
When did you develop your relationship with Trey Cross last season? Was it in the first game when you threw him 3 touchdowns, or was it just over the period of time?
I think it was 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
Yeah. Trey's a monster. I'm a little biased. I think he's the best receiver in the country. Just the plays that he makes and then his mindset each and every day of being able to attack it. There's nobody else like him. So, he makes my job a lot easier just being able to get the ball in his hands and him being able to go make plays. So he's going to be a monster this season.
Did y'all use the helmet communicators through spring, and kind of what were the pros and cons if you did?
Yeah, I thought that it's going to be very beneficial to us. It's going to help us go a lot faster. I thought it was super nice to have. I think being able to communicate with your coaches through that helps a ton. But I don't think really anything changed too much, honestly. Probably just getting the call in as fast as possible.
Have you gotten a chance to play the college football video game yet, or look at it?
I have not, but I have seen my picture, and I don't know what picture they used to, kind of correlate to what that looks like, but that ain't me. So hopefully we can fix that picture.
Is there a team other than Ole Miss you'd want to try to play with at all?
I'm sure there's a few. Everybody that has a good offense, I'm going to want to play with for sure.
Jaxson, do you ever miss baseball, and do you ever still throw the baseball around?
I do. I miss it a ton.
Jaxson, where'd you guys work out?
At our facilities. We woke out at 7 and then flew here. Yes, sir. That's a gregreat rivalry. 2 elite programs going at it. I feel like every time we play against them, it's a highlight. And, it's going to be fun to go back to Death Valley and get another crack at it. I lost there my first year, so I'm excited to have another chance at it and play in that great environment because it's one of one in college football.
Jaxson, I asked Coach Kiffin about managing the expectations around the program and the rat poison specifically. He mentioned that he's had conversations with you, Trey, and Jared today on the plane. If you don't mind sharing, what did that look like and what has he been preaching to you guys?
Yeah, rat poison has been one that's kind of just gone around our facility. You see Coach Kiffin tweet it all the time. But I think the biggest thing is the expectations of preseason does not matter whatsoever. Results at the end of the day matter. So we're focused on right now and being where our feet are and not looking too far ahead and trying to just live in the moment. And, I think guys like me, Trey, and Jared, guys who are in their last year of college football, we really want to take advantage of every opportunity that we have.
And Jaxson, as it relates to the playoff, I'm sure the goal is to get one of those first 4 byes at the top, but the next 4 teams get to host on campus. Have you thought what that might be like in Oxford?
God, I don't think Oxford would be ready for that. You kind of saw the Morgan Wallen concert when he came through, and Oxford was on a whole nother level. I don't think it could compete. We host a playoff game. I think that will be a special day in Oxford, and I would feel bad for whoever has to come in and play there. So great home field advantage for us for sure.
Thought about sort of the flip side of that, if you're one of the 4 teams that might have to go on the road for one of those first 4 games?
Honestly, I haven't really looked too far ahead of it. I would just be, really happy to be in that position and being able to go out and compete with my teammates.
Lane mentioned looking better getting off the bus. Is that something
Yeah.
you really do see? And how much better is the speed, the length, all those things?
Yeah, that's something that kind of is a topic in our locker room. We have a lot of guys who can pass the eye test for sure. I think you just see it from the O-line and defensive line, just the sheer size that we have this year, and I think it's going to contribute a ton, especially down the road late into the season.
You're single eye black. Where'd the love for Anakin Skywalker?
Jeez, I've been a Star Wars fan since I could remember, so it didn't start off that way, but I kind of attributed to that the more I did it.
Speaking of offensive line, can you speak a little bit about Diego Pound's transfer from North Carolina? I'm a North Carolina guy. I watched him in high school, so it's pretty interesting to see him. I'll be able to see him up close and personal this summer or this fall. So can you speak a little bit about Diego's transfer and what he means to the program now?
Yeah, he's a stud. He's a stud. I've known Diego through social media since high school, and I think that he's going to be a very valuable piece to our team this year. He has all the ability in the world. And he was kind of battling some injuries through spring, but he's kind of on the clear of that now, and I've really liked where he's at.